Okay, Dirt raises the cutoff here. I'm going to go to the end of the video real fast. Dirt raises the cutoff with 110K behind. He makes it 3,000. The Nut Hunter is going to fold the small blind, although again I didn't catch this on video, so you're going to go ahead and have to imagine it with me. The Nut Hunter folds the small blind, and then I call with 9. The Nut Hunter folds the button, and I call with 9s and small blind. I think there's some merit to, for sure, to 3-betting. I don't know if Patrick Antonius, sexiest man in the world, likes to 4-bet light. I do know he likes to squeeze, though. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just flat Dir's open. Semi-induces a squeeze from Pat. Although, again, if he squeezes, I'm not going to, like, insta-jack my 9s. I mean, I'm probably not folding them, but I'm not going to, like, instantly jack them in. So I call, and then Pat makes it 12K in the big blind. Pat makes it 12K in the big blind. Sort of an awkward spot because I might be getting, like, 12 to 1 or something like that pre-flop. But it's just not going to be super easy to play against him if I miss, if I don't flop like 9-2-2 or something like that. And then Tom makes it, and then Tom also calls. So when Tom calls, now I'm getting a pretty good price because we're all over 100 big blinds deep, and so I'm pretty happy now about calling back raise with 9s. So Pat makes it 12K. Tom calls and I call. So now there's 36K in the pot, and I have pocket 9s, and it comes 9-2-2 with 2 diamonds. I don't really think there's any merit to raising, any merit to leading based on what my hand would be perceived, their hand would be perceived, etc. There might be some merit to calling and leading out there with something like aces, although to be honest, I'd almost always probably back raise the I'd probably back raise the squeeze with aces to like 30K or something like that, and just make them commit with 10s or better or something. To make sure that I didn't get a bad flop for one of those hands that I coolered pre-flop. Now, with 9s, it comes 9-2-2 with 2 diamonds. So I'm checking the lead. The lead is Pat. Antonius bets like 18K, and Dur folds. Now, I have a couple options here. If I check raise, there is no way he's going to put me on something like King, Queen of Diamonds. There is absolutely no chance he folds an overpair if I check raise. There's like a 2% chance he folds pocket 10s. There's like a 0.4% chance that he misclicks on any given street. So given those things, then I guess there is some chance that he folds, but he's probably not going to. So he goes ahead and bets like half pot or something, and I decided to call. My call brings my range to way more hands. They're like pocket 8s and pocket 10s and pocket 7s. The turn is the 6 of diamonds, which is a card that may slow him down if he has something like pocket jacks or pocket queens with no diamond. It might just kind of chill him out, and he might decide that my continuing range falls behind his betting range. So that type of card, it may not be a great turn card for me, but it certainly is not a bad one. So I go ahead and check again, and he bets about half pot again, I think, and I think for a second, and I elect to call. In this case, I'm assuming that now he thinks my range is still those small and mid pocket pairs, kind of protecting my range from the times I don't get barreled because I have something super strong in my range. And I also assume that he can have stuff like ace king, ace queen with 1 diamond. There's just all sorts of shit he can have. He can have pure air. I mean, certainly he's probably thinks that I'm. I don't really know what people's images are of me. For instance, I know, oh my God, Clay Aiken a little bit in real life, but very little. I know Dur a little bit in real life, a little bit more than oh my God, Clay Aiken. I know them, enough to where I know Dur enough to where he knows that I'm a good poker player. He certainly knows I'm not as psycho as him. And I'm guessing that pretty much everybody in this game knows that I'm a mid to high stakes player, and this is a pretty big shot for me at nosebleeds. So I'm thinking that whether they assume that I have 20% of my action, 100% of my action, or whatever it is, I assume that they think that I'm not going to be wanting to spew my money or my backers' money or whatever. So I assume that the pure 3 barrels with 8 high are going to be extremely rare. At the same time, I assume that they know that I'm not gonna, I assume that they also know that I'm not going to play super scared and that I'm going to make the best poker play, which I think is extremely relevant and important. So in this case, I go ahead and call the turn again, and I'm assuming that Pat can go ahead and try to barrel me off of some cards. The river was an offsuit king, and I checked, and he went all in, and I called again with top boat, or with second biggest boat, and I was good. He had aces, so I obviously super coolered him. Things went down really well for me and just right. If we had been a little shorter, we might have gotten that in pre-flop in some way, but we didn't. So a lot of things could have happened with that hand that didn't, and obviously I'm very pleased with the way that it played out.